Ernie Over and Shawn O'Brate at Spike Vanoy Field here in Cody, Wyoming, where the home had it their way today. So far, the first half of the contest, Cody 42 and Lander nothing. I want to do a quick recap of the stats. First half, and these are unofficial. I know I missed a few plays there when Cody just went bang, 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 up to the line of play. But unofficially, Cody has 120 yards, 81 yards on the ground, 31 yards on the air, 10 yards on return yards. Lander Valley has 75 total yards, 43 on the ground, 7 through the air, 25 return yards for 75. So there we have 120 to 75. That doesn't sound too bad, but I tell you what, Cody's been hasn't had to have a lot of yardage. They've been on the short side of the field all night long.
Yeah, and every single time they seem to get in space, it just turns into a big, big play. So I'm surprised they only have that few unofficial yards there. It is our Central Wyoming College halftime show. Remember, for more information on their 2-year and 4-year degree programs, be sure to check out cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. And Ernie, man, that was kind of how we thought it was going to go, but we thought Lander was going to be a little bit more offensive-minded.
Right.
We knew that they were going to come out running. We didn't know that they were going to stay running like that, especially when it's not working.
Yeah, and Cody had 16 first downs to Lander's 2. So that tells you all you need to go know that, Cody is a really, really good team. If you heard in the pregame show, they've been in the state playoffs 9 years in a row. They've been in the championship game 3 times, and they've won it twice. And last year they were the runner-up. Year before that, they're the state champions. And Shawn, you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. This Cody program is as close as you can get to a good high school football program in the state of Texas.
Yeah, this reminds me of my cousins down in Texas that were just, if they got 2 yards instead of 5, their coach was pulling them out. That's just how they do it here. And Cody, they have so much talent and they have so much of a population around here that just wants to play football, and they want to play it so well, and they just do. You kind of get you can get that with almost every school and every little district. For instance, Wyoming Indian and St. Stephen's, they produce some of the best basketball players in the state. Cody just produces some of the best football players in the state.
Yeah, and they are showing it here today. And, of course, in Coach Jim Burton's first game as the head coach of the Lander Tigers, not a very happy start, but this is a 0-week game. And this is the kind of game that you want to find out where your weaknesses are. We were a little surprised that the kicking game has been better than we thought it was going to be, at least on kickoffs. The Tigers have been doing pretty well there, but they just haven't been able to move the ball on the ground against this really tough and tall and talented Cody Bronk defensive line. The positive yardage that the Tigers have gained has been on outside sweeps.
Yeah, and that's kind of been what they want to do more of. I was actually talking with one of the Cody coaches that stepped down from the top of the press box here, and he wasn't talking to me directly when he said this. He was talking with his coaches, but they are just thriving when Lander tries to run inside, because the way that they're setting up, when they're setting up in that tight formation with the quarterback under center, a fullback, and a running back to his right and his left, and then maybe a running back in the back, all Cody has to do is dive forward inside. Yeah. They don't have to protect the outside at all, because they know that there's nobody that could go to the outside except for one guy, which would be the tailback, and that tailback is very rarely getting the ball and going outside. They are 99% going inside. So maybe they try and change it up. It's quite obviously not working. Maybe they try and throw the ball a little bit more. I do know that we're going to see less of Bodie Moffitt under center. I think we're going to start to see more of Paxson, maybe more of Parker Burton, maybe even Finn McFadden. But right now, they have to have a different game plan if they want to get more than 2 first downs in this half.
Well, I think the Tigers would like to get on the scoreboard first and foremost. They're trailing 42-0, and it's been all Cody. And the game started out very strong for Lander's defense. Of Cody's first 3 drives, Lander had 2 interceptions. And that set them up in good field position, but they were just unable to move the ball.
Yeah. It's nothing's working for Lander right now. I really hope that Cody maybe puts in their second, third, fourth stringers, and Lander, we can actually see some offensive plays out of Lander that aren't getting, smushed right up at the front. And as they're lining up, I do want to give a big shout out to Central Wyoming College. I apologize if you're joining our stream now. When we were getting drinks downstairs, getting our sodas and our candy at the concession stand, I don't know what happened, but we just lost all of our internet. So I appreciate you joining this new stream, and we appreciate Central Wyoming College for sponsoring our halftime show. Don't forget, Ag and Equine Center opens up tomorrow. How many acres is that again?
23 acres is the site of the complex. The indoor arena is 86,000 square feet, and there's 2 arenas in there, a dressage arena and also a full arena. Cody will kick off.
They're cooking already.
Well, I was thinking of the Rendezvous City Beef Roundup.
Oh, that is true.
That's a cook-off.
But they're cooking.
But the Cody Bronx will kick off to the Lander Tigers, and approaching the football now for Cody is Jarrett Chrysler. Back deep is for the Lander Tigers.
That's not Jubber.
That's not Jubber.
That's
no,
Braden Johnson Baker, and he gets stopped right as soon as he gets the ball up to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was, boy, I tell you what, he made a cut to the right, and Cody had great pursuit on that. So Lander will start at their own 15-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Play just underway here in the second half. And what is the running clock? Is it 45 points?
I believe
that
so.
What it is? I think we're at 42 now. But it's possible we'll have a running clock here before we know it. And the Riverton Wolverines were fighting back against the Powell Panthers. They were down by 9 points with about 7 minutes to go, and we'll check in on that game in just a
It's actually
little bit.
over. It's 42-24, Powell won. And
42-24, okay.
Yep, we just got that update from Kevin Shields, the voice of the game of the week this year, but he was taking over for Cody Beers and Baylor Beers this week 0 game for Riverton.
There's the play by Lander. It loses 1 yard on the play. There was a handoff to the right-hand side. Cody was right there, as you so eloquently explained just a few moments ago. When everyone's in tight for Lander on offense, Cody just puts everyone in the middle and pushes forward. So no gain on the play. So Lander has second down, 10 yards to go from the 15-yard line now. Let's see. I didn't check to see who was under center, and it's Braden Johnson Baker. Was he running? No, he was just the running back. Play goes for a couple of yards. Unfortunately, the couple of yards are backwards. So it's third down and about 13 now for the Tigers. I've got to get the glasses on this. I can't see who the quarterback is.
Yeah, and you got to look through. Do you want to switch me spots over here?
No, that's fine.
Because you're going to have to look through 2 double pane glass for the rest of the night with the light reflecting
with the reflection,
in here. Yeah.
Okay, coming up to the line of scrimmage, we have quarterback is number 10, and that is
Parker Burton.
Parker Burton. There's the play. Burton still looking to pass the ball, doesn't make it out of the backfield, and we have a turnover.
And that looked like he was trying to get a shovel pass up to what looked like an offensive lineman, but instead he kept the ball on the option play. And again, they're not running to the outside of the line. They're just trying to cut inside. And this looks very much like Coach Burton's offense from his previous teams before coming to Lander.
Okay, so the Cody Bronx first down and 10 yards to go from the 13-yard line. They're knocking on the door, and let's see who Cody comes out. It's much easier to see the Cody uniforms because they're dark on with very bright letters, and it looks like we're going to have Ball come out again, number 7 as quarterback.
I mean, why not get his stats up there? I mean, you could have a Gatorade Player of the Year again here in Cody if you just keep boosting those stats, and he looks like he's ready for the limelight.
Senior takes 3 steps back, pass,
easy.
near side,
Easy.
touchdown.
That just is too easy.
Grady McCartan with the touchdown.
And when I say too easy, I mean everyone and their mom could see that the motion man was playing to the right where there was no cornerbacks or safeties within 5 yards. And when you have that much separation, it's just, you don't even have to be very fast. You just have to keep going.
Well, you know, I think who's the guy, the Champagne music maker? He was playing a waltz because he just waltzed right into the end zone. Here's Christian now for the PAT. Chrysler, I mean, and it's good. So our score goes the Cody Bronx 49 and Lander nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
10 minutes, 26 seconds to go before the end of the third quarter here. It's now Cody 49, Landers 0. And Cody's Chrysler will be kicking off. Deep is Juber for the Lander Valley Tigers.
I don't think that's Juber, no. That's
that
Braden Johnson Baker.
Oh,
I would imagine Juber is probably
okay.
done for the night with the way that he's played. He's been probably their most reliable player.
And it goes down to the 12-yard line. Here's the return to the 20, to the 25, to the 27-yard line, and out of bounds.
That looked like number 10. That might have been Parker Burton.
I think that was Parker Burton. I've got the glasses on it over here to see who comes off the field. And, yes, Parker Burton with that return.
Now he's going to come out, and he's probably going to be quarterback. And let's just see, I mean, Coach Burton was telling us how each of these three quarterbacks that he was considering as the starter, how he wanted to utilize all their skills because they all have a different skill set. But I just don't see him doing that right now. I need some proof that one of these kids has an arm and they're not just all running backs turned quarterback.
Yeah, and it is Burton at the quarterback for the Lander Tigers. Under center, man in motion. Hand off to the second man through a little bit of yardage. One of the best running plays of the night for the Lander Tigers. Goes up to the 35-yard line, maybe the 36-yard line.
We officially have a running clock, 9:25 to go in this third quarter.
Yep.
And we're not going to stop that clock until we get out of here. That might actually help us get home before 1 a.m. for all we know.
Yeah, exactly. And the play goes up to the 35-yard line, first at 10, third first down of the game for the Lander Tigers. Burton at the quarterback now. A little short guy, not like Moffitt. Yeah, here's the next handoff. Oh, Cody had that one rud. It's smothered in the backfield. There'll be a loss on the play. And carrying the football that time for the Tigers, got to get my glasses back on, was Braden Baker.
I have a feeling that Coach Burton and the team are just going to get right on the bus after this, so we're probably not going to have a post-game interview with them. But I would love to ask the question of just what else in the playbook we want to play, because using this same inside run, getting 1 or 2 yards, and then setting up third and long has just been the thing that Lander's doing all night, and I want to see if they can do something else.
Offset eye. Here's the handoff. Goes straight up the middle. Cody West go with the carry.
He fumbled it.
And he did fumble it.
He fumbled it at the last second. I don't know if he fumbled it after he hit the ground, and I think the refs are deciding whether or not he did. Are they going to call that? They are. It's going to be Cody Ball.
Another turnover, the fourth turnover by the Lander Tigers.
No, they're putting their hands up. I thought
he was down.
Yeah, he looked like he had been tackled, and when he hit the ground, that forced the ball to just shoot up in the air.
Well, the officials have not made a signal.
And now it is Cody Ball.
They say it's Cody's ball. So we had a fumble. I'm not impressed with this first week of officiating. These guys have not been very expressive out there.
It's week 0 for them as well.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes, and they make the call at the very last second when the teams are already lined up. So Cody has it now. First down, 10 yards to go at the Lander 41-yard line. And back at the quarterback is Ball. He goes back, takes 3 steps back, fires it downfield, incomplete.
was a little low, but he was wide open. Lander needs to do a better job of closing in and not letting that separation get early.
Jacob Ball, I think that was ball to ball on that one, and the pass was low, incomplete, so it's a second down 10 from the Lander 41. Cody Bronx in the shotgun. Boy, a lot of movement.
That was a false start,
time.
yeah.
And
someone definitely jumped early. It depends on which ref saw what, and it looks like it's false start on Cody.
yeah, that incidentally is our, third penalty of the game?
Tops.
Yeah, so, that's pretty good football. 5-yard penalty will move it back to the 46-yard line. And it is second down and 15. There's the handoff, goes straight up the middle, a lot of running room, down to the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown, Cody.
Boy, that kid's got some afterburners on him.
Ben Hogan with the big run, 45 yards on the rush for the touchdown.
That kid had 4 white jerseys around him the entire time he was running that ball. He just hit that second gear. They were all left in the dirt, and that is something that Cody's been doing to a lot of teams for a long time.
55 zip now. Coming on for the PAT is Chrysler. Well, the Cody's missing somebody in the line. Now someone just runs out from the huddle there.
Yeah, Connor Moss is just waiting to kick this ball. He's been pretty happy with his night. He's just had to come in and kick after that first quarter there, and that one's low, but it is good. So
yeah,
56-0 now. Third quarter, 6:18 to go, and we will be right back on WyoToday's YouTube page and 93.1 KFCW.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
We came back from commercial a little early because we have a lot of scores from week 0 around the state and around other states, actually. So in Class 4A in the fourth quarter, Sheridan is up on Central 26-7. Thunder Basin just dominating Cheyenne South 54-10. Rock Springs also in the fourth quarter 42-7. And Natrona County only up 7-0 on Laramie at halftime. We already told you Powell won 42-24. And Casper Christian barely beat Casey 61-53. I didn't know Casper Christian could put up points like that.
Well, they did.
Yeah. Rollins is beating up on Burns, a little 3A over 2A action. It's 37-0 at halftime, and we are about to get back to play here, and we could go into the 1A and 2A here after this kick.
And the kick coming up, Braden Johnson-Baker deep for the Lander Tigers. And the kicker is Jarrett Chrysler. There's the kick high, end over ender. It's going to come down right to Johnson-Baker at the 15-yard line. He makes one move up across the 20.
Wow.
He breaks away up to the 30-yard line, and down he goes.
And that might have been the best play for Lander all night. And what stinks is their kickoff return coverage has not been great. It's been spotty at best. It's allowed a lot of Cody players to break through and get a hand on the ball carrier. But right there, Braden had a good job of getting around 2 players and breaking through 1 tackle to get an extra 10 yards there.
So it's first down, 10 yards to go for the Lander Tigers. Hash mark on the far side of the field. And Parker Burton is the quarterback. Comes up under center, everyone in tight. One man in motion. There's the pitch to the outside. There's a nice little play by Lander. A breakaway. First down all the way down to the 45, 47-yard line. Holy cow, that was Hunter Velarde.
Was it really? I thought that was number 27.
Wasn't it 25?
Well, either way, that might have been the best run by Lander all night. And that was the first time that they were able to get a first down on first down. And that did look like 25, Hunter Velarde. You're right.
That was 16 yards on the carry by Hunter Velarde.
Same exact formation here.
Yep, everyone's in tight. Offset eye in the backfield, under center, man in motion.
Same play,
There's
opposite direction.
Yep. Lander getting a little more yardage this time, up to the 50-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. goes to midfield.
And that was actually 36, Barrett Moffitt.
36,
and that was the same runner as last time, so it wasn't Hunter, because Hunter is still on the sideline there.
It was 36, Moffitt.
Hunter has a really good arms, good hands. He's tall. He's going to be a good receiver if they ever decide to throw the ball. But right now, as we've seen, it's just a lot of running, and the ref is... Was he helping the Cody player get his helmet back on?
It looks like it.
I thought if your helmet came off, you had to come off the field.
You had to come off the field. Here's the
here's
pitch.
Hunter.
Here's Hunter Velarde. He's got a first down and more down inside the 45, down to the 40-yard line in Cody territory. Well, that play we didn't see in the first half, whoever you are, Shawn.
Yeah, I'm glad Hunter's getting the ball. We were watching him in practice, and Hunter's a cool kid. We joke around a lot, but I told him, I was like, you're going to have to get me some first downs. I need something to write about tonight. I can't write about a 42, 56-0 loss, whatever you want to call it. I need some good plays, and right there, Hunter delivered.
Here's Burton up to the line of scrimmage. Has mark on the far side. Everyone is in tight. 2 men in the slot on each side. One man in motion. There's the pitch. Goes to the second man, and that doesn't go anywhere.
And there they go back to that fullback run inside, and that's just I think they were predicting that they would do the sweep again, and they did not.
And they did not, but the front was no gain on the play. So it'll be second down, 10 yards to go at the 40-yard line. And I believe this is the deepest penetration that Lander has had in the game. Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm really happy that we were here on blackout night. It's probably the latest night that Cody's going to have a game. You can barely see all the blackout here in the bleachers if it weren't for the lights.
Yeah, that's right. Same exact formation again. There's the man in motion. And the keeper by Burton, and he loses a yard or two.
It looked like he wanted to throw it at first, and then he just started to feel that pocket collapse, and that's when he decided to try and run. I would have loved to see him just keep calm 1 extra second. He had another guy open. I don't know how good his arm is, but he had him open about 25 yards down the field.
Big third down play for the Tigers. Third down, 11, 2:16 to go here in the third period. The Tigers trailing on our WyoToday.com scoreboard, 56-0.
And our WyoToday.com scoreboard is showing all of our sponsors, and we just want to give a big shout-out to all of them. They are the only reason that we're able to make it out here to Cody on these awesome Friday nights that we get to spend with you guys as well.
Here's the handoff, blocked right at the line of scrimmage. No going, maybe a yard on the play.
That was hard to see who had the ball. There was so many people in motion that I
think it was 36, Barrett Moffitt.
It might have been, but either way, it was a difficult play to pull together and see who was actually going to be coming out of that scrum with the ball.
Well, it's fourth down, 10 yards to go. This is the deepest penetration Landers had into Cody territory tonight. It's at the 40. They might as well go for it.
So fourth down, and this is the first time we've seen them in shotgun.
That's right.
I believe this is the first time we've seen him in shotgun, and let's see what Parker has to do here.
High snap, takes 2 steps back, heaves it down toward the end zone, intercepted in the goal line, and a flag comes flying out, or that's the marker where the interception was.
Well, that ball hung in the air for way too long, and there were 3 Cody players that all saw it, and it was just up to them to decide who was going to get it. With 50 seconds left in the third quarter, I mean, I don't blame them for trying that. I think my biggest thing is instead of going deep, I would have tried to go right at that first down marker.
Sure.
And really, I would have pushed the Cody players back with 2 long ball players there that might have been able to try and get 1 or 2 extra players defensively into the backfield. But I think that that was still a nice attempt by Parker and Coach Burton to try and get something a little different out there on the field.
Well, you have to try something different. I mean, you have nothing to lose in this game, and it's a 0 week, so you want to try stuff. You want to see what works and what doesn't. We already know what doesn't work against Cody, and that one almost did. Ball under center for the Cody Bronx. He's been going there all night long. Takes the handoff, gives it on the far side. He squirts away from 1, away from 2, across the first line yardage or first down yardage up to about the 25-yard line. Nice run on the play. And that was for the Trent Bauer.
No, that's it's Fourth quarter now.
Fourth quarter now. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm throwing up fours at you. It's 56-0. Fourth quarter action coming at you with a running clock right after this.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey. High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Well, that time we had a pistol formation, and the direct snap went to Ben Hogan. And Hogan carries it 5 yards up to the 30-yard line. So Hogan gets that. A different look here by the Cody Bronx now. And the shotgun, the snap is fumbled. It'll be a loss all the way back to the 20-yard line.
That snap never touched his hands. It went right to the left of the quarterback there and just hit the dirt.
That's the first big loss for Cody in the game, and it goes all the way back to the 20-yard line. Loss of 10 on the play. That'll be charged against the quarterback. And that is Ben Hogan now. Hogan. No, I'm sorry. Hogan's one of the running backs. Goes back. Here's a play by Ball, and it just goes over everybody's head on the sideline.
You had it right. Number 10 is the
Hogan.
quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think that right there he just got so much behind that ball. He threw it over the head of everyone on the sideline. I'm surprised that that ball came out of his hands with such velocity when they were that close to the sideline already, and now they're going to get in the shotgun formation again.
This no, this is a punt. It's 4th down. Is this Cody's first punt of the game?
It might be. Ben looked like he was.
Yeah, here is Hall. Oh, it goes into the end zone. Lander's going to get on the scoreboard here. 2 points. Yeah, it goes through the end zone, so Lander gets a safety. Second safety of the season here on Wyoming high school football. Pinedale got a safety earlier today, and now Lander does.
We'll take what we can get. It's not going to be a goose egg on the board today, even though the scoreboard operator doesn't seem to know what that.
They haven't put up the points yet. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there's the official. We'll see how many 30 seconds after the.
Yeah, you're right, man. These refs, we were talking about it earlier, the scoreboard operator and the refs. Between the two of them, we could have been done with this game 15 minutes ago. That first half, we were playing catch-up with the scoreboard, and the scoreboard was playing catch-up with us. And then you're right, those refs, they're taking their sweet time. And at the moment, it is 9 o'clock on the dot. This game had a 7 o'clock tip-off time. So we're running a little long as they're only at 10:24 to go in the fourth.
Yeah.
But Lander about to get the ball back. Very rare safety punt that we get to see. It's a different formation. It's not a kickoff. Granted, I haven't seen it in high school football in my 2 years of broadcasting with Mr. Over here, but I would imagine they do something a little similar to a punt more than a kickoff.
Well, here we go, Mr. O'Brate. 10:24 to go in the game. And the officials, well, as you so correctly noted, it's the first game for them, too.
Yeah, it's the first game for everyone. The scoreboard operator, it's the first game for us. It's the first game for the team.
Nothing has been outrageous or too blatant here.
Definitely not. I think the questionable fumble call a little bit earlier was
There's
the
only
only
been
thing.
2 penalties in the game. That's amazing.
So here we go with the rare safety punt.
Okay, and it's going to be Ball, the quarterback, who's played most of this game, is going to punt it from the 20. Straight up in the air. I saw them practice this earlier, and the ball comes down, and it's caught by the Tigers. Oh, boy. That was a A mean tackle that time. Coming down and making the tackle was Ryan Decker.
Poor Lander, they were hearing the whistles because the one of the players that was supposed to catch the ball was coming to him. He waved for a fair catch, and instead another Lander player came up and got the ball and started running. All the rest of the Lander players heard the whistle and the play called dead, so that guy, number 34, Braden Baker, just had to face Cody against by himself.
Yeah, and the officials are chatting amongst themselves now, but we're going to go with the play.
Well, I think they're wondering whether or not they put it at the spot of the fair catch, even though the guy that signaled for the fair catch wasn't the one that caught it.
Yeah, I think they will because it's at the 48-yard line now, and the play was well behind that. Officials are having a long discussion. 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
They're still letting the clock run, which I'm totally fine with. Like, again, we'll be
56-2 is our score. And the official is looking like he wants to make a signal of some kind to us, and he didn't do it.
Maybe he's just asking us to stop talking so poorly about them. We're not speaking poorly about them. We're just hoping that they make these calls a little faster because this has been a full minute of discussion now.
Yeah, we haven't had too many challenge calls today. I can only think of the one.
No, but Coach Burton is out there, and he's talking to the ref as well, asking for an explanation.
And they finally did stop the clock at 9:02. So let's see what they're going to do. Officials are still talking it over. One of the officials went over to Coach McFadden on the Cody sideline and was there for a few minutes. Rejoined the officials' huddle. Nice opening game, 0-week game for the Cody Broncs. They're giving the ball to Lander there at the 48-yard line. So there's the decision.
All that for pretty much nothing.
Yeah. So Lander gets it at their own 48-yard line. The Tigers will come out now. Burton's been the quarterback, and he still is. One man in the backfield, two men in the slot. Same formation the Tigers have been using here most of this second half of play. One man in motion. Here's Burton. He wanted to pitch it. Ooh, he gets down. That was a pretty strong tackle there.
Yeah,
but
he got gang tackled by three players that are all 2 feet taller than him.
He got 4 yards on the carry. Good for him. It's across the 50-yard line down to the 48, so a 4-yard gain. A 4-yard gain.
But you're right. He wanted to pitch it, and when you want to pitch it but you're about to get tackled, the last thing you want to do is what he did. He tried to switch hands at the last second, and we're very lucky that wasn't a fumble. In fact, I wonder if three Broncs didn't collide on top of him, I wonder if that would have been a fumble.
It might have been. Hash mark near side, 8 minutes to go in the game, 56-2. Lander at least is on the scoreboard now. There's Burton. He squirts upfield again. He gets about 3 or 4 yards before he's finally pulled down by the middle of that Cody defensive line. So he's had 2 carries now for about 8 yards. The line of scrimmage is down at the 44-yard line. Tigers have a 3rd and 2 coming up. This is the first time they've had a 3rd and short the whole game.
I would imagine so, if not a 3rd and 4 or less. I mean, This is a big moment for them, too, because if they can get a first down here, they keep this momentum going from that safety all the way to this first down.
Here we go. 2 men in the slot, 1 man in motion. Here's Burton. He pitches it on the near side. Is that Velarde? No.
35.
That is, who is that? I don't,
we don't have a 35.
We don't have a 35.
Barrett Moffitt is 36.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the first down for the Tigers. Down at the 35-yard line. It was a 9-yard gain by
35.
By number 35.
We're going to have a talking to with Coach Burton. We're going to get the correct numbers because the list he gave us over email is not right, and then the list that he gave Cody for their programs here is also not right. So
okay, first down, 10 yards to go. The 5th first down of the game for the Lander Tigers. Hash mark near side, man in motion. Burton's going to keep it, rolls to his left side, gets about 5 yards down to about the 30-yard line.
I will say this, compared to the first quarter, which I know Lander is playing a much different defense than they were in the first quarter. That was a first-team Bronx defense. Right now, I would say Parker Burton looks much more comfortable with the read option than Bodie Moffitt or Paxton Hollingshed.
Yeah, he's the only one making any yardage now. He's had the 4 carries here.
He runs confidently. That's what I like about him. He runs knowing if he's going to pitch it or not.
He's gotten 22 yards in 6 carries. Here he goes again on the right-hand side. Tucks it underneath. He runs down the field. Whoa, that's a pretty good move on his part. Inside the 20 down to the 16, 17-yard line.
Little jibber-jabber between him and number 42 after that tackle, too, as he just lowered his helmet and ran right into the defensive player.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball comes down, and it's at the 17-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup. Boy, I tell you what, he's just rolling here.
Yeah, I would much rather.
Of course, we have a second-team defense out there as well.
For sure, and that's why I said it is different than what Moffitt and Hollingshead had to deal with. But right now, Parker Burton looking more like QB1 than QB3.
Under center, one man in the backfield. There's the man in motion. The pitch goes to him, and it took too long to develop, and a big loss back to the 22.
And there's Barrett Moffitt trying to get out and away from the Cody defense, and there was just too many blue jerseys in the backfield as soon as that snap came out.
Well, that's a loss. Goes all the way back to the 22-yard line. Loss of 5 yards on the play. And clock moving at 4:45 to go. 56-2 is our score. Lander at least is on the board here. We'd like to see him get into the end zone, though. They need to know what it's like to score.
Definitely. You know, you said it earlier, they've only played against themselves. And when you play against yourselves, you can say you're going 100% because you probably are, but you're also going against your friends and your teammates. So you're not hitting directly into the chest and in as hard there. Now a big sack. Parker Burton goes down.
Yeah, he went back to pass.
Yeah, he wanted to pass, and his offensive line just did not allow that. But no, what I'm trying to say is now that they're finally getting real action here, they're realizing how hard they're going to get hit. They're realizing how hard it is to get open. They're realizing how hard it is to run through the line. And hopefully they make some changes here before their next game next week.
Third down, 22 yards to go for the Tigers. Big third down play with 3:52 to go in the game. This is their best chance of scoring so far here in the second half. Tigers are missing a player. Here comes someone running in from the sidelines. Burton under center now. Man in motion. Burton going to take it. Cuts upfield. Got a little bit of running room. And gets back some of what they lost on the previous 2 plays. But it'll be fourth down. I'm sure Lander's going to go for it here. The ball is down at the 20-yard line.
They bring in number 13, Finn McFadden, a freshman, who is their 4th-string quarterback, and it looks like he's actually going to be taking over for Parker Burton here. And we already heard Coach Burton say that all 4 of his quarterbacks have different skill sets. The one thing he really praised McFadden for was his ability to read defenses and toss the ball. Let's see what he does.
In the shotgun now. Sorry there, Shawn.
No, you're fine.
There's the arm. There's the pass. It is caught and dropped at the 5-yard line.
Barrett Moffitt had it in his hands, and I think he knew he was going to get whopped as soon as he got that ball. And that kind of scared him into dropping it, and I think that'll be the last time we see them on offense.
Boy, he had both hands on that football, too, but he heard the footsteps. And with 3.5 minutes to go in the game, let's see what Cody does. All they need to do is run a couple of ground games here, and this one will be over. Ground carries.
And, you know, we figured with a 7 o'clock start time, we might not get out of here till about 10 if this was a competitive game, but getting out of here at 9:30 may not be the worst thing possible. We do have a 2.5-hour drive home.
Yes, we do.
And so do all those people in the bleachers over there.
Yeah, the Lander crowd, they brought a couple dozen folks up from Lander for this game. We're down to 2 minutes to go in the game now, and let's see his ball in there. Looks like, he's the quarterbacks have been there for the whole game except for a couple snaps by Hogan, and he runs it straight up the gut. Gets the first down up to the 31-yard line. 11 yards on the carry. Let's see, where is he at here? 11 yards on the carry. Minute and a half to go, 90 seconds left in this one. There's the handoff straight up the middle, a little bit of running room. Breaks one, breaks another, and is finally down about the 50-yard line. And coming up and tripping him up there was Barrett Moffitt. And the runner on that play, I missed who the runner was. Shawn, did you happen to catch his number?
I did not. I think that was 31.
I thought it was 2.
That'd be Coulter Morris, the junior.
Yeah, so he got 13 yards and the first down. We're under a minute now. 1 minute to go in the game. Here's an unusual formation we haven't seen from Cody tonight. There's the handoff, and it's going to get a lot of yardage running downfield. First down yardage, 27, Owen Monefeld with the football. And it goes for first down yardage inside the 40-yard line down to the 38. So we've got time for maybe 2 more plays here, unless Cody scores on this next play, and it looks like they would like to. 24 seconds to go in the game. Wants to pass. Oh, he breaks away the protection, and there's a play all the way down. He's still going down to the 20-yard line, and we've got 10 seconds to go. And clock's going to run out. I think that's it. That's the ball game, folks. It's over. Cody wins 56-2 over the Lander Tigers.
We'll be back with our Click It or Ticket post-game show, our Gatorade play of the game, and our Papa Murphy's player of the game on 93.1 KFCW and WyoToday's YouTube page.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
We believe that everyone deserves a second chance, including us. Hi, I'm Brian Robacher, CEO of Atlantic City Federal Credit Union. And if we said no to you in the past, I'm asking you for a second chance too. In the midst of everything happening, we are committed now more than ever to second chances and when it comes to your finances. An auto loan for your new car, business loans, home loans, and more. Give Atlantic City Federal Credit Union a second chance to give you a second chance. We've been helping our community thrive since 1964, and now it's your turn. Visit AtlanticCity.coop to apply today. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Enjoy fresh-made pizza, pasta, calzones, and subs at Peretz, 519 West Main in Riverton. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday. Closed on weekends. Call 857-7306 to order for pickup or delivery with DoorDash. Peretz.
Okay.
Welcome back. Final score here, 56-2. That 2 points only came there at the very end with a safety on a botched punt by Cody, and we'll take the 2 points. Makes it so there's no goose egg on the table, and that's something that Lander is going to have to work towards, is scoring more next year. And I think we can expect maybe some different adjustments after how this game laid out, and I really am just wondering what Coach Burton thinks of his offense after a first game like that.
Well, I'm sure he's not very happy, but the good news is that Parker Burton came in the fourth quarter, albeit against a second-team defense, and he came away with a huge amount of yardage, 31 yards on 6 carries. So that was the bright spot for the Lander Tigers here in this game. He wanted to try out all the quarterbacks. McFadden was the only one that didn't get a good shot in the game, but he did come in a couple of times. 56-2 our final.
I think what you just said is worthy enough of a Gatorade. I think Parker Burton, the way that he came out and the way that he decided to try and play that, I think he's deserving of our Papa Murphy's player of the game, especially, even though they're playing a second team, third team defense, he made the most out of the snaps that he got under center, and that's what we like to see.
Hey, look at this. The Lander football team has gone over and they applauded the fans who came to watch the game today. That's a nice, classy move.
It is, and I know this has nothing to do with it, but the last time I was at this field was for a soccer game, and there was a Lander fan, a Lander parent, that had to be kicked out by the umpire.
Uh-oh.
So I think they're applauding the fact that we didn't have to do that.
No, very few. 2 penalties in this game.
Yeah,
that
nothing.
is just unbelievable.
And that's a sign of good play. It also could be a sign of blind refs, but I think tonight was the first, not the latter.
Yeah, exactly. The Tigers end up with 94 yards on the ground, and the Cody Bronx unofficially 147 yards on the ground, or total offense.
We already mentioned our Papa Murphy's player of the game, Parker Burton. He's going to get a coupon for a free pizza at Papa Murphy's. We're going to do a little different this year. We used to have the Gatorade player of the game, but with our new broadcasting system as well as some fun new technology, we're going to bring you the Gatorade play of the game, and we both believe that it happened in the first quarter right here.
Back to pass again. His ball, long pass downfield. Intercepted again by the Tigers. It's intercepted at the 37 or at the 27-yard line.
That's Hunter.
That's Hunter Velarde with the interception on the play. So Cody's had 3 offensive drives, 2 of which have been ended by Lander interceptions.
And that's the best part of the day so far. Silver lining for this team is their defense. That was the best part of the day, Ernie. It didn't get much better after that.
No, it didn't. Lander ended up with 3 interceptions in the game. Cody had 2 interceptions. And now the Cody team, after they had their huddle with Coach McFadden, they have...
they do family night out here. That's what they're doing after every win, after every loss.
Yep.
They circle the Bronx logo, and they celebrate these kids. No injuries tonight, I believe, which is a great
Well, there
great
was
thing.
One.
He came back in the game,
had
though.
One, yeah. Gavin Romer limped off the field at one point.
I definitely think I saw him come back out, though. So proud of him and proud of our boys, especially that first quarter. That was pretty amazing to watch them keep Cody confined. We thought that was going to be a key to the game. If they could get going on offense, that defense in the first quarter was exactly what we wanted to see.
Yep.
Sadly, neither the offense or the defense continued anything of the sort.
So we had some good defensive scores tonight, and Parker Burton came in the fourth quarter and picked up 31 yards on 6 carries. That was a good job by him. And, he's a smaller guy. Let's see how large is Parker.
Oh, they don't have heights on there.
Oh, yeah, we don't have heights. But he was the smallest of the quarterbacks out there today. And maybe that gave him a little advantage because he had a lower center of gravity and was able to squirt through that line a little easier than some of these taller players.
Maybe, but he is definitely fast. He's a little bit faster, I would imagine, than the 2 quarterbacks in front of him on the depth chart. But like you said, he's shorter, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to toss the ball over the line. We'll have to see what kind of offense Coach Burton really wants to instill over the next 9 games of this season. My biggest thing, I know we mentioned it, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but the same predictable play on first and second down killed them with 3rd and longs all night long.
You weren't here for the Al Kincaid era at the University of Wyoming, but that's what we saw tonight. First and second downs in the middle of the line, didn't get much yardage, 3rd and long, didn't convert. And that kind of reminds me of that was like 30 years ago. That
seemed
Kincaid,
like a 30-year-old kind of game plan that we had tonight. And I think Cody knew that if they just funneled their defense towards the center of the line, they were going to get hands on ball at some point.
And they did.
There's going to have to be some adjustments made by Coach Burton because this offensive line, whether he's really proud of it or not, he should be proud of a lot of the offensive and defensive line play for the most part. You got to have a different game plan when your offensive line is tired and battered and they are not having a good time against a bigger defense. They just didn't have fresh legs on defense all night. They had the same guys out there from the beginning to the end.
They were outnumbered, 4-1 in this game.
Exactly. Cody was able to put in, whether they're second or third stringers, it doesn't matter. They were able to put in fresh guys with no tiredness, with no sweat on their forehead. They were able to come out and they were playing against guys that were getting gassed. So I believe next time they play Cody, maybe they bring more players, or who knows, maybe they just don't play all the same guys all game long. We'll see, but they are first stringers for a reason. They played like first stringers in that first quarter. It's just the last 3 didn't go their way.
Lander is still in a huddle over there with Coach Jim Burton. Now they're just finally breaking it up. But, the Click It and Ticket post-game show here from Spike Benoit Field in Cody, Wyoming. Beautiful facility. beautiful town. It was a lovely drive up here today, and we're hoping for a lovely drive back tonight. Anything else? Final remark, Shawn?
No, I will say click it or ticket. Only 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelt. Let's try and make it 100% at least tonight. That would be great. We don't need Cody Beers getting any late night phone calls from the YDOT. And yeah, I'm really excited. Next week we will bring you Lander versus Green River from Lander Valley High School out there at Bill Bush Stadium. That's Friday at 6 p.m. And, Ernie, excited about that one because Green River is a little bit more of an opponent that I think they have a better matchup.
Yeah, exactly. And we do have, let's see, I was going to look to see if I had our schedule here for next week. We do. It'll be, you've got it right there, week 1, Riverton versus Cody at Riverton, and that'll be on KTAK 93.9. And
that'll be Cody and Baylor, yeah.
Cody and Baylor Beers will be that for that. We want to issue a congratulations to Brady Beers. He's getting married tomorrow, and that's where Cody is. He's down at Laramie. Congratulations, Brady, on your marriage. Lander Tigers are at home against Green River. The Thermopolis Bobcats will be across the Bighorns at Tongue River High School, and the Wind River Cougars will be hosting the Saratoga Panthers. And that'll be our game of the week next week, 6 p.m. on KWYW. And, of course, next week, the Lander Tigers at home. The Wyoming Cowboys are at home. They entertain Texas Tech University on the 3rd. That should be a really, really good game.
Yeah, I'm excited also for that Wind River game because I did extensive research on Wind River this year because they are a big favorite to go to the state tournament in the 1A 9-man division. They didn't lose anybody. I think they have 11 or 12 seniors on the team. They were good last year. They're going to be great this year, and their first big test is Saratoga. And their big rivalry is against Shoshone. Shoshone lost a lot of their starters from their state championship back-to-back teams going to the state championship. They didn't win both. But Wind River, man, they could very easily put up 60 points on every single opponent. And it starts next week with our very first edition of the 2023 Fremont County Game of the Week on 99.1 KWYW.
Well, Shawn O'Brate, thank you for coming along. It's the start of our second season together here doing the Lander Tigers, and appreciated all your assistance today. And again, if you're still listening to us here today, pick up tomorrow's newspaper, the Lander Journal or the Wind River News for
Ranger, not Wind River.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
The Riverton Ranger and the
Lander
Journal for the Shawn O'Brate's Fall Sports Spectacular. It's in 2 sections. We got, holy cow, 2 sections of the paper.
When there's 44 to 48 teams in the county that's getting covered. We expanded up to Thermopolis because we do call Thermopolis, so we wanted to include them. It's not just the Fremont County Fall Sports Spectacular, it's just the Fall Sports Spectacular. So if you want information on any team, whether it's football, golf, cross country, girls swimming, or volleyball, whether it's Thermopolis, Riverton, Lander, Shoshone, Wind River, Wyoming Indian, or anyone in the near 2 hours of Fremont County's north to south, east to west, you will have all that information right there in the papers this weekend. If you miss it, stop by the Ranger Lander Journal at 421 East Main Street on Monday when we reopen, and you can grab it there. Start or continue your subscription today, and you won't miss any sports recaps. We will have a full recap of this game, as well as the Riverton game and the rest of the football Week 0 schedule and the jamborees from across Fremont County this week.
Our final score, the Cody Bronx 56, the Lander Tigers 2, and we'll see you next week on the radio and on WyoToday.com when the Tigers host the Green River Wolves. On behalf of Shawn O'Brate, this is Ernie Over, bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Cody, Wyoming.
Thank you.